What's going on, Diesel World Reaction? This your boy Juan Diesel, and I'm back with another video. This one's called Poverty versus Wealth. Jamaica. Jamaicans Jamaica's dying economy. This is about Jamaica, what's going on in Jamaica right now, it's something serious, and the world should be aware of what's going on there so we can all do our part to help out. But anyway, let's get into the video, folks.
When it comes to wealth, Jamaica is a land of extremes. On the northern coast, home to tourism, and in the suburbs of Kingston, wealthy Jamaicans live in first-rate housing, visit shopping centers featuring the best imported goods, and enjoy an elevated standard of living. Living in such suburbs as Cherry Gardens, Arcadia Gardens, and Forest Hills, the wealthy send their children to private schools and to universities abroad. Also, they employ private security forces. Yet, not far from these wealthy enclaves, a significant number of poor Jamaicans live in squalor, with poor housing, limited food supply, and inadequate access to clean water, quality healthcare, or education. Kingston poor congregate in the slums of Trenchtown, Jonestown, Denhamtown, and many other communities where water supplies are often polluted, and violent youth gangs clash with police for control of the streets.
Lord, if you could help me to get out of this situation, because it is very hard and it is very tough, and the kids them been through enough already and them cannot take it anymore. Yeah, when the rain fall, if the water come up, please stop because there is no foundation. It is not on any foundation.
This wealth of
Now it's sad because her family is exposed to lead, and lead that's in water is not good.
however, is distributed largely along racial lines, reflecting Jamaica's slave plantation heritage. The descendants of black slaves tend to be among the poorest classes in Jamaica, while
It says the dank air is taking a toll on her niece, who suffers from asthma.
white and mixed race descendants of plantation owners and traders tend to be better off. These extremes are reflected in the nation's distribution of income. In 1996, the wealthiest 20% of Jamaicans controlled 43.9% of the wealth, while the poorest 20% controlled only 7%. In fact, the poorest 60% controlled just 34.3% of wealth, due in large part to the decline of services in the urban slums. The percentages of people with access to safe water has declined from 96% in 1982 to 1985 to 70% in the period from 1990 to 1996. Access to sanitation facilities has dropped from 91% to 74% in the same period. Jamaica's rural poor also face difficult circumstances, for many workers must try to grow their own crops or participate in the informal economy, in some cases the drug trade, in order to survive. Both the rural and urban poor have suffered from the long decline in the quality of social services provided to Jamaicans. Although the British built a well-developed health and education system on the island in the post-World War II years, a lack of government funding for schools and hospitals has meant that these services have declined in quality over the years. Despite this deterioration, 93% of Jamaican primary level students are enrolled in school, and a government funded healthcare system ensures that Jamaicans have access to adequate healthcare. Jamaica's high inflation and dependence on imports, especially for food, gasoline, and clothing, has meant that the poor have had to spend a high amount of their relatively small incomes on the necessities of life. Despite governmental food subsidies for the poor, similar to food stamp programs in the United States, most poor Jamaicans spend more than half their incomes on food and beverages. The difficulty that many Jamaicans face to earn a living on the island has contributed directly to the high immigration rate of the country and to its very low population growth. Despite the difficulties faced by Jamaica's poor, a study conducted by the Overseas Development Council judged that Jamaica's quality of life was better than both Mexico and Venezuela, and equal to that of neighboring Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for joining me again, guys. I am Alex. Bless.
Yes, folks, let me start the video here. This is serious. You know, Jamaica is a very poor country. It has some rich sides to it as well as poor, but the poor is really poor. And with this being exposed to the world, you know, change can come. But anyway, you know, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification, and I will see you folks next time. And understand, you know, those who's up can always come down, and those that's down can always rise up. Just got to keep the faith and pray. You all be safe out there. Peace.